This is Sylvia Saber with OpTv Global Headlines. Starting with the top international stories for the day. The US military this week has launched additional airstrikes in support of Afghan government forces in their fight against the Taliban. US military used both conventional warplanes and armed drones, the Pentagon said. Afghanistan's spy agency has arrested 4 journalists for visiting a Taliban-held border town and accused them of spreading enemy propaganda, while the local media said that the journalists were investigating government reports that the Taliban has massacred civilians in the town, charges the insurgents deny. Top US diplomat Antony Blinken has arrived India for talks dominated by turmoil in Afghanistan and common worries about China, while also touching on New Delhi's rights record. US President Joe Biden has accused his Russian counterpart of seeking to disrupt the 2022 congressional elections by spreading misinformation. Putin has a real problem. He's sitting on top of an economy that has nuclear weapons and nothing else, Biden said. Human Rights Watch has accused the Israeli military of carrying out attacks that apparently amount to war crimes during an 11-day war in May against the Hamas militant group. The International Human Rights Organization issued its conclusions after investigating 3 Israeli airstrikes that it said killed 62 Palestinian civilians. It said there was no evident military targets in the vicinity of the attacks. Up next, we have the national updates. Chief of South African National Defence Forces called on Chief of Army Staff General Qamar Javed Bajwa at the General Headquarters in Rawalpindi. During the meeting, matters of mutual interest, regional security situation, and defence, training and security cooperation between both countries were discussed. Chief of Army Staff COAS General Qamar Javed Bajwa underscored the importance of the need to deal with the drug deals with an iron hand in Pakistan. Drug peddlers and those involved in its production are a threat to national security and relentless enemies of humanity, General Bajwa said while interacting with the officers and staff of the Anti-Narcotics Force. Pakistan has rejected US report criticizing judicial system. The government Pakistan made it clear that its courts were independently performing their functions in accordance with the constitution. Clarifying his comments on the rape crisis, Prime Minister Imran Khan said that he would never say such a stupid thing where a rape victim is somehow responsible for the crime committed against them. Rape cases in Pakistan are minuscule compared to Western countries, the Premier added. Prime Minister Imran Khan has asked that a threats assessment committee be formed to decide whether or not security to be provided to government ministers and other important figures. The Information Minister, addressing a post-cabinet press briefing in Islamabad, said more money is spent on security for the judiciary than on government representatives. Indian news agency speculations regarding the withdrawal of Pakistan's GSP Plus status is fabricated and a continuation of India's malicious propaganda against Pakistan, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs lashed out. Pakistan remains committed to 27 international conventions related to the GSP Plus, it added. Up next, we have the health updates. British researchers have found that COVID-19 adversely impacts the cognitive abilities of the people who have recovered from the infection. Researchers of Imperial College London, King's College London, and the universities of Cambridge, Southampton, and Chicago found that people who had contracted coronavirus showed the greatest underperformance on tasks requiring cognitive skills. Those who had been on ventilators show the biggest deficit, equivalent to a 7-point drop in intelligence. Pakistan's daily COVID-19 case count crossed 4,000 for the first time in 2 months. Meanwhile, another 44 people lost their lives to the virus in the last 24 hours. The positivity rate too went up again with 7.8%. Up next, we have the entertainment updates. London-based Pakistani filmmaker Simab Gul's short film Mulaqat is set to premiere at the prestigious Venice Film Festival in September. Gul expressed her delight at getting a chance to be part of cinema history in the oldest film festival in the world. Singer Misha Shafi has called out actor Sabah Qamar for supporting and giving space to known sexual harassers after Qamar posted a message on Instagram asking her male followers to stop enabling sexual predators. Shafi posted on Instagram story and commented, "This is what epic hypocrisy looks like, ladies and gentlemen." Pakistani actor Maya Ali celebrated her 32nd birthday with balloons, smiles, and a gigantic cake. The star took to her Instagram and shared her happiness with fans as she considers herself blessed to see another year. Leading actress of the Pakistan film and TV industry Sonia Hussain Bukhari has set a date for her marriage via her social media. Sonia announced that she will get married in early 2023. Up next, we have the business updates. The State Bank of Pakistan has decided to maintain the policy rate at 7% for the next 2 months. The central bank's governor, Dr. Raza Bakir, has announced. He said that the policy rate is lower than the inflation rate. Economic experts term this a negative interest rate. The world's largest star sapphire cluster has been found in a backyard of a house while digging a well, Sri Lanka agencies reported. The cluster weighs around 510 kilograms or 2.5 million carats. Experts say the stone has an estimated value of up to $100 million in the international market. The International Monetary Fund has acknowledged Pakistan's stronger economy activity and kept the global growth forecast largely unchanged at 6% for the current year and 4.9% for the next year. The IMF revised downward India's current year growth forecast by 3 percentage points because of widespread Delta variant. Up next, we have the updates on science and technology. Facebook will stop allowing advertisers to target people under 18 on its platforms based on their interest or their activities on other sites. Instagram under 16 years old will also start to be defaulted into having a private account when they join the platform, the company said. Astronomers have recently discovered evidence of water vapor in the atmosphere of Jupiter's moon, Ganymede. According to NASA, the moon contains more water than all of Earth's oceans combined. While the evidence does not solidify any information about the moon's potential for life, it does provide scientists with insight into the moon's atmosphere. That's all from this bulletin. For more updates, do stay with us and keep watching OpTv Global.